This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and it's been too long, and so many of you have asked for this, but finally I'm doing another tech I'm using for January 2022. So I'm going to cover my desktop setup, I guess you'd call it, what my office computer is, my gaming PCs besides that, what I'm using for audio, headphones, speakers, tablets, cameras, the whole 9 yards. Oh, and of course smartphones. We're going to find out now. And now a shout out to our sponsor, Best Buy, and their top deals. Well, you might guess that means some of the hottest tech items at some of the best prices. And that's, I admit, I personally do shop at Best Buy. And there's a reason why the local Best Buy, they all know me by my first name. They have a great selection of products. You can see them in person if you like, which is always an advantage. And they do price matching, but their deals are great. So some of the things that are actually featured in this video are available on Top Deals right now. There's the Beats Fit Pro, a great pairing with Apple products, but also Android friendly too. And for gamers, I like to game large sometimes, and there's the LG Ultra Gear 32-inch QHD 144 Hz gaming monitor, which Best Buy has for a really great price. For saving our videos that we have to do for editing for these videos that you're watching right now, the Samsung T7 SSD is one of their top deals as well. And who has time to clean when you're making all these videos? The Roomba iRobot i6 also on sale now. So be sure to visit the links in the description and check out their sales now. Now, back to our video. So for phones, in some ways, this isn't so different in theory from the last time around because I'm using an iPhone 13 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. Obviously, the Fold 3 is a whole lot wilder, woollier, and niftier than anything I was using previously because this is quite innovative, big screen folding phone, right? And I got it at a pretty good price thanks to Samsung's very aggressive trade-in prices if you pre-order and all that sort of thing. If I had to pay the full price, I don't know. But there it is. And for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, well, with the iPhone, I bounce between the Pro and the Pro Max sizes because either way, it's kind of like Goldilocks, right? You're not happy. So right now I'm living large with the Max. And why am I using it? It's not just for the reasons I mentioned last time, which is the family and iMessage and all that kind of thing, but there is a great deal of synergy between Apple's earbuds, the AirPods, that sort of product right there, with the Mac, with syncing up with the iPad, all that sort of thing that's delightful. But most importantly is the Apple Watch 6. I'm using the non-cellular version this time around, but I find this so sticky and so good that it's hard to give it up. So for my main desktop setup where I do most of my work all day long, it's, well, not a surprise, is it? I used to use a 16-inch MacBook Pro in the Intel days, and I grumbled about it, a lot of things, as you know, but when they came out with the 16-inch M1 MacBook Pro, and I got the Max version, yes, I did, I admit it, with 32 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD. I mean, game changer right here. I never hear the fan anymore. It has an SD card slot. Every time I put an SD card slot in, I just go, but it's wickedly fast. It's cool running. It does everything I need. There are still some growing pains with some software. Hello, Adobe Suite, looking at you, sometimes with some weird things that happen, but overall, it's been a wonderful experience. And I just use the wired Apple keyboard because I don't like the newer wireless one. I'm sorry. I like a little travel in my keyboard. That's that. So attached to that is a Dell 4K 27-inch monitor. It's the U2720Q. And it's a good wide gamut monitor, not ultra wide gamut, but it's good enough certainly even for photo proofing and editing, which I use. I used to use a bigger monitor, but honestly, on a desk that's not that deep, it's kind of hard to use a 32-inch monitor, I find. And speaking of the desk, it's actually something that we've featured in placements and in reviews. It's a FlexiSpot standing desk. It's their Kana Pro bamboo desk, and well, it's been good to me so far, and it's durable enough. Now for audio here, I have the Klipsch Pro Media 2.1 THX. So it's a three-part. There's a subwoofer under my desk, 2 speakers. The sound is phenomenal on these things, and they're cheap. The list is like 129 bucks. They've been around forever, and you can probably find them for $99, which is what I did. Nice sound, good subwoofer. Yeah. Now for audio, when I don't want to derange everybody near me, I use the Beats Fit Pro in this cool pink color, but yes, you can get them in any of 4 colors that you like. So I like these because good noise canceling, really good sound, including bass and clarity, and they're the only in-ear models that I've found that don't clog up my ears. I just have terrible Eustachian tubes, and these are awesome. They actually do better for me than the AirPods Pro do in terms of comfort. And they play well with Android too, which is important to me. They're not Apple only, but the nice thing is if you use it with Apple stuff, it behaves just like AirPods and you get the seamless, easy switching and all that nice stuff and quick pairing. Now, when we're doing video editing, though, my video editor does most of that on iMac, but when I have to do it, and even when she does video editing, for the actual editing drive, we use Samsung T7 SSDs with a USB-C connection because they're very fast. We don't use this for archiving videos or anything like that because that would be way expensive, but as an editing drive, this is great. And the next step up would be a Thunderbolt 3 or 4 drive, which is considerably more expensive. So there's that. Now, there's one more alternative for audio when I want to have nothing stuffed in my ears all day long, like if I'm not video conferencing and Zooming and all that sort of thing. And I finally tried out the AirPods Pro Max. I know I'm like a year late to the party, but honestly, the price just bothered me too much. They were expensive. But Black Friday sales, $120 off. I gave them a try, and I have to say the audio quality really is good. Mostly I do use them wirelessly. And when they get too heavy, I still have my old standby Sony WH-1000 MX3s. No, I never upgraded to the 4s, and I always use those for gaming as well. Really light and comfortable, and also very good audio, and obviously very cross-platform, unlike AirPods Pro Max. And lastly, for sneakers, you can probably see, yeah, I'm a Nike hype beast. What can I tell you? I have a collection of Nike sneakers. I can't control myself. Somebody help me now. Now for tablets, sorry, Apple wins again this time, mostly because I'm an artist. I like to do digital painting and digital drawing. For those of you who watch my channel, you know this already. So I'm using the iPad Pro 12.9-inch model, latest generation. Mostly latest generation because, well, mini LED is really nice for the display, but also I had to get it to do a review, so might as well use it and enjoy it. So I use that with the Apple Pencil all the time, primarily for art. If I have to travel and I'm traveling really light and I don't need heavy computing power, then I will use it as well for that. And that's when I use the Smart Keyboard Folio. It's a lot cheaper than the Magic Keyboard, but mostly for me, it's a lot lighter. And because I don't use the keyboard a lot, for people who do use the keyboard, I can certainly understand if you would want to use the Magic Keyboard instead, though. Now for gaming, 2021 was not a great year for many things, but it was a great year for gaming, largely thanks to AMD Ryzen and the power of RTX 3000 series GPUs, if you could get one of those GPUs, right? So I fell in love with the Asus ROG Strix Scar 15-inch because Ryzen 9 inside, actual decent battery life, very portable, lots of bling. I admit I do enjoy some bling. And the RTX 3080, and there might be max Q level in terms of wattage, but my goodness, it was strong enough to play the AAA titles that I like to play, which is like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Odyssey, Far Cry 6, those kind of games. If I was a first-person competitive shooter kind of thing, you know, then I might look for more GPU power. So I really enjoyed that. And again, the thermals are well maintained and the QHD resolution is just perfect to match the horsepower. But Team Intel isn't just gonna walk away weeping because Intel happened to send me an MSI GE76 Raider for review with a Core i9 inside and 165-watt RTX 3080. That's the biggest wattage you can get. This is one of the fastest 17-inch desktop replacement kind of gaming laptops on the planet right now. And I admit I certainly use the heck out of that as well too. And since it is not really geared towards high portability, I do set that up on a table, poor dining room table. We used to actually eat there, not anymore, and enjoy games there as well. And because I'm using it on a desk, so I'm like, why don't I live a little bit large, right? And the MSI has a 1080p. It's a full HD monitor, which is kind of, or display. It's kind of a waste of the horsepower inside. This is a laptop that can easily drive the games that I play, QHD resolution on the highest settings. So I got an LG Ultra Gear monitor because that one's QHD, nice. That's just a really good resolution to go with high frame rate gaming in the kind of games that I play. So I can do that. 144 hertz monitor, that's fine. I don't need faster than 144 frames per second when I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077, do I? So it's been a good match. It's full sRGB. It has pretty decent P3 coverage as well. And when I'm gaming, I use a Razer Death Adder. In fact, I use that with my Windows machines even when I'm not gaming because left-handed mouse, high precision gaming, left-handed mouse, left-handed person. There aren't many on the market, so I have bought a closet full of these things and squirreled them away in case they ever die. And I also use a controller, and it's an Xbox wireless controller because left-handed. Trust me, it's really not much fun remapping your keyboard to try to make everything work and make sense. for a left-handed person, plus kind of gimpy right hand, motorcycle accident in grad school. So I also use a controller more than I use a mouse and a keyboard for gaming. Lastly, there is, well, what's actually aiming at me right now. For cameras, we've been a Sony mirrorless shop for, about 10 years now, because I thought that mirrorless was the future, and I'm an enthusiast photographer as well. And, I have to say that Nikon and Canon are finally catching up. They've had 10 years to do that, so I'm not saying I'd be wed to Sony forever, but I'm using Sony A7 Mark III. It's affordable. I wouldn't mind having an A7R model instead of higher resolution, but I don't like to spend the huge bucks either, and I don't need that resolution. I'm not a professional beautiful vista landscape photographer. It's a very good fast focusing camera. And our videographer is using the APS-C Sony camera because APS-C works really well for video and it's fast autofocus. So that one is the Sony A6300. It's getting a little long in the tooth. Doubtless, when Sony comes up with a new generation of those, we will probably upgrade. And we use a lens with electronic focus and a fairly fast constant f4 aperture for better video quality. And lastly, because I'm so busy making these videos, well, we have Roombas cleaning the house instead. So we have an upstairs Roomba and a downstairs Roomba, and their names are Carson and Mrs. Hughes. Hope you get the reference. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more cool tech videos, and thumbs up if you like this vid.